I'm enormously proud of this foundation and honored to be part of it because of the contributions the foundation has made to the Boston we are privileged to be in today. Sometimes we take what's great about Boston for granted, but I've seen a lot of other cities. I've lived in other cities. Boston is the most vital city in America today. But a large reason it is so is because great decisions were made about how to improve it and how to meet the challenges. And in a very large number of those challenges, the Boston Foundation was there at the beginning, as we like to say, early, providing seed capital for dreams, backing the untested idea, the new institution, helping people think anew about a problem. And that's made for the great city we are today.
In 1954, WGBH embarked on a bold experiment to see if television might be used to educate as well as entertain the public. The Boston Foundation was there at the beginning.
At the very beginning, WGBH had a consortium of colleges and cultural organizations who believed that what we could do, what we were doing made sense. But the Boston Foundation was one of the very first outside funders who came in and joined them in that belief. And they helped us put Channel 2 on the air. They helped us start our whole television division, which now supplies a third of all the programming on public television nationwide. And in fact, in many ways, has exported Boston's value and culture and organizations to the rest of the country. So it had tremendous leverage. The Boston Foundation has helped us at key points all throughout our history.
Despite economic prosperity in the early 1980s, hunger was becoming a chronic problem in Boston. 2 Boston Foundation grants totaling $120,000 helped the Greater Boston Food Bank grow into one of New England's largest hunger relief organizations.
The investment initially by the Boston Foundation has clearly paid off for the Greater Boston Food Bank. Over the entire history of the Greater Boston Food Bank, the Boston Foundation has been a critical partner from its very beginnings 21 years ago and KIP's vision to the move to 99 Atkinson Street from Roxbury over 10 years ago. The Boston Foundation has continued to play a role in our capital campaign and our ability to continue to serve the citizens of the Commonwealth. At present, they've also helped us through the Star Foundation and through other resources that put food assistance dollars right back into Boston. The reputation of the Boston Foundation, being one of the oldest, if not the oldest community foundation in the United States, carries a heavy imprimatur seal of approval. When one is able to acquire and receive a grant from the Boston Foundation, it speaks highly of, one, their understanding of the issue, and two, highly of the charity that's been engaged to fulfill the mission of the Boston Foundation.
As the exodus to the suburbs drained Boston of local medical professionals in the 1960s, residents of the inner city were left with hospital emergency rooms as their main source of health care. Responding to this crisis, Boston, with tremendous help from the Boston Foundation, established the first neighborhood health centers in the country.
Community health centers actually grew out of the war on poverty and the 60s, President Johnson's initiatives. And the concept was that jobs and housing and health are all important to healthy communities. And Boston was very fortunate to be one of the first cities in the country to really embrace this concept and to start community health centers. And the first community health center in the country was started right here at Columbia Point. And now Boston has 26 community health centers located throughout the neighborhoods of Boston. And the concept is to give very high quality health care, local, easy access to your community and to your family and to your home and to housing and jobs. And Boston has proved that the concept works.
Local Initiatives Support Corporation, today the nation's largest community building organization, was established in 1979 using the approach of national and local matching funds to build affordable housing. With a $500,000 commitment from the Boston Foundation, Liske built its first local branch in Boston.
Essentially, the Boston Foundation put a challenge to Liske and said that it would put a significant amount of dollars on the table. It was about $800,000 if National Liske would match that with other loan and grant capital. And National Liske readily accepted this challenge and used this as a model for the next 15 years in how Liske would work and create a financial partnership with other localities around the country. The Boston Foundation really gave us a jump start, and Liske might, in fact, never have been able to take root in Boston without that initial support from the Boston Foundation.
By the mid-1980s, although the waterfront area of the city was being transformed into a safe and lively area, Boston Harbor was still one of the nation's filthiest bodies of water. With a $60,000 grant from the Boston Foundation, a massive cleanup campaign was launched that turned the harbor into one of the cleanest in the world.
The harbor was just incredibly dirty at that time. It was quite gross. In fact, one of the most fun things we did was to take young kids out on the harbor, and we gave sewer tours. It was like floating in a toilet bowl. And that was on a good day. It was pretty awful. The Boston Foundation was one of the first funders to step up and help get this new organization started. I think they really understood the importance of building a constituency for the harbor and doing it quickly. There was no time to lose, and they were right there at the beginning. Now we have harbor tours, we have swims, we have fishing tournaments. You don't have to worry about having a hepatitis shot if you fall into the harbor. It doesn't smell. On most days of the summer, it's absolutely swimmable, fishable, boatable. It's made the most incredible recovery. In 1987, Boston Harbor was judged by a federal agency to be the filthiest harbor in the country. And now we're one of the cleanest. And so quite frankly, it's one of the greatest environmental success stories in the country, and the Boston Foundation made it happen.